go, here we go. Hey, y'all, this is our first joint, you know what I'm saying? I had talked to my engineer / Mr. Everything in Charge, Mr. Regal, and he had somebody that he wanted me to meet. And I said, okay, he said, man, you gotta bring this dude on, boy, DJ, do this and that. He Mr. Everything. I said, okay. And here he is.
What's going on, everybody?
You know,
what's going on?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? We brought a lot to the table so far, you know, because y'all know we still in motion. We still putting this thing together. And we was trying to decide on what type of platform we wanted to do, you know, what topics we wanted to talk about, you know, as far as actual DJing, from DJing to engineering,
Correct.
from engineering to people getting on stage, you know, the whole nine, man, about the industry, period, you know.
Okay.
I'm going to take it back for a little bit so I can know about you. So, you know, maybe you can tell me something. When you
right.
first started getting into the music thing, right? What was your first thing? You started DJing first or, you know, spinning a little bit, listening to it? What sound did you like at first?
Well, first of all, I started off as an artist.
Okay.
And pretty much, you know what I'm saying, with the music being so saturated nowadays, it ain't good music no more. So I figured I can be an artist, but I can also do way much more behind the scenes.
Okay.
So I decided, okay, well, shoot. Instead of being an artist, I'm going to go ahead and try to go be an engineer.
Okay.
So that was the second step.
Right.
So I decided, after like 5 years of being an artist, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get my degree. So I went to Full Sail University. Shout out to Full Sail. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much got my degree from them. Social's degree in audio engineering. So I got that.
Right.
So I said, at this point, now that I know how to be an engineer, know how to make music, now it's time to really make some real music. So
okay,
that's how that started.
Okay, I run into a lot of times where sometimes, you know, the artist is not he's not the full package sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know, and, you know, that's when they get their team together, you know what I'm saying, when they pay for the studio time, you know. But what about after you make after you come out with your EP and then you come out with your video? I find a lot of times artists get stuck after that. And it's not their fault, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know, it's all about building a team together before you decide to go out and really, you know, do what you want to do.
Yeah, because overall, pretty good. Yeah, to piggyback what you're saying, pretty much, yeah, it first starts off with money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you got to pay to play most times.
Right.
So if you ain't really got to start it off, you need to work on getting your fan base up.
Okay.
So that goes by actually putting yourself out there. For example, me, I ain't a people person for real. So me being out here showing face, whatever, because it's all because it's a business.
Okay, I gotta ask this question, man, because you know, most of the time, me myself, you know, if I run to an artist I like, you know what I'm saying, or whatever.
Correct.
I like to help them out along the way. Okay, what you got? I like your sound. What can I do?
Correct.
But then, what about after that? Because see, a lot of times when you run into an artist, some of them not, you know, they're not working or whatever. They got things going on in their life.
Correct.
And you know, what about how do an artist support themselves? Even, you know, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some talented dudes out here, man. Talented females out here. They're good with their music and their artistry, but they're just not marketing it. You know what I'm saying? They're not printing the T-shirts. They're not printing the flyers. They're not doing the hosting, and you know, they're not doing the parties.
Right.
Now, me myself, I was suggesting to do that, but sometimes they say, "Oh man, that's a little old. I'm old school, right?" You know what I'm saying? That's the only blueprint that I know how to do. And the new age artists, they were like, "Okay, man, everything is digital now. You got to get a digital fan base," but they cracked the code for that. Mm-hmm. You know, because you could have 500 followers, and then in 2 days you could have 10,000 followers, all because of this digital streaming situation thing, right? The But if you just because you got digital streaming numbers, don't necessarily mean that that phone's gonna ring and you're gonna get that call.
Correct.
It's basically that I believe in, like you said, if an artist is dedicated to what he's doing, right, he's gonna learn the ropes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just believe that. I don't know no quick way to become famous. I just don't. I can't tell you that.
Yeah,
all the
thing, play the game, you gotta be a student of the game.
Right.
So
okay, so that's why I asked the question. You know what I'm saying? You know, because you got some artists, man, that's real good. Okay, but they ain't getting paid. You know what I'm saying? I suggest to do the shows. You know, do the private shows, rent out the clubs. And they may say it's corny, sell tickets, do whatever you got to do, hold your own private events to build your bag up so you can go drop the money for the features and you can go drop more money for the A-B studios, whatever you want to go to.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, the money got to come from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And then just doing your due diligence and doing your work. You know what I'm saying? That if you know you're an artist and you really need the support, open your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Go knock on some doors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right, and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I really want to know about as far as a new artist or existing artist, because I run into a lot of artists that say, "Oh man, I already got DVD. I already see how old I am. I already got EPs out. I already got videos out. I'm already doing this. I'm already doing that." Okay, then what's stopping you? Correct. What's stopping the artists that already got all that emotion? You know, they got motion, but they got motion. They're not getting paid for their motion.
See, I seen someone on Instagram that said the difference between motion and actually having progress is the fact that when you got motion, yeah, you moving, but you ain't going nowhere. Mm-hmm. But when you got progress going on, you really got stuff going on, you really making moves. You're not staying in, you know what I'm saying, you're not stagnant, you know what I'm saying, you're going none before it's only one way up or down. Mm-hmm. So it's either you're going to stay where you at and elevate from it, or you're going to stick in the job.
I'm a firm believer in if you're doing something and it don't work, okay, revamp. I mean, everything. Sometimes, and then a lot of times artists think that they need a manager. Do you have a manager?
No, I don't.
All right, but you still get booked for shows and stuff like that. You still get work, right?
Yeah, but you
right. Yeah. And see, my thing is, okay, I need a manager. What you need a manager for? What is a manager? What is a manager's role? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because see, I've heard even though I go by faster manager, that's just a nickname. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, a lot of people think that they need a manager, and I'm like, okay, what does a manager really? I mean, I want to know what a manager do. You know what I'm saying? Because if an artist don't make it, they say because my management team.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the management team per se. No, let's be real. Now, depending on the artist you are, now, like I said, you gotta have to appeal to your audience. Period. That's otherwise you ain't gonna have no fan base. So before you even have a manager that wants to invest, either whether you looking for them to invest money, or whether they are using it for their networking or connections to get you to the next place.
Right.
It's all about being at the right place at the right time. Okay. Knowing how to be a chameleon and learn how to listen. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you know what I'm saying? Like they say you always teach old dog new tricks, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, but let me touch on this. If you're an artist, do you? I'm a firm believer in. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, I was told by a lot of industry people, this and that, make it in your town first, and this and that and that. Sometimes you got to take that trip. I had a young brother, man. He said, "Man, let's hit the road, man, because this, you know what I'm saying?" And we hit the road. A lot of times you might not make it in your. They say, "Man, you got to make it in your city first." You know what I'm saying? But you got to look at what's going on in your city. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying don't rap the city, but look what's going on. We look and the music genre and what they rapping about. You know what I'm saying? And the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody going to the classroom with the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? So and then accepting responsibility for what you rapping about. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember you're targeting 16 to 18 to 25 year old people. Okay, so you do need to know that you have a responsibility when you writing, when you get that pen in your hand and what you spitting and rapping about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to remember you're an influence and you're cultivating the culture. Okay, I said that before. You're cultivating the culture. You spitting the message. You setting the tone. See what I'm saying? So I'll be like, okay. So if you're an artist and you're a rapper, whatever you do, you're supposed to be doing, and you know, you got to remember that somebody's going to be listening to this. You know what I'm saying? That somebody's going to manifest what you're rapping and singing about.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So you have a responsibility. Most of the people say, "Oh man, I don't care." They don't really care. It ain't my fault or whatever, right? But you got to really, are you going to be a conscious rapper, or you just going to spit whatever you got to do? And what actually is going to be selling? You know what I'm saying? If you put an EP together, and you got to remember, you know, what are you really putting together, and is it marketable? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be able to sit down at the table in front of some serious executives, and how can you convince them to invest $1 million? That's the going rate right now. $1 million is what the going rate is right now for what my friends, you know, I did my due diligence, and they say the average is $1 million. Now, if they invest this $1 million into you, what you know, what they're going to see for that $1 million? How they're going to recoup that money? You know what I'm saying? And you're going to be able to guarantee that you're going to be able to do the promo. Are they going to have to put extra money for promos? You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to do extra features, this and that, all that, just to get your music. And how they going to monetize? It's all. See, you can be a good artist all you want, but it's all about money. They really want to see the money. You know what I'm saying? They invest $1 million into you on the track. You spend $100,000 on videos, trips, this and that. $1 million gone.
Yeah, quick.
Right? You know what I'm saying? And then you might not make it. They put you on the shelf and they just lost $1 million. They try to recoup. They might even sue you. Yeah. See what I'm saying? A lot of us not understand, okay, you go sign that paperwork, they drop you that $1 million, and you fail to be successful, or you don't get popular, the record companies can sue you. You was confident coming in the door, oh yeah, I'm the man, and you sign that paperwork. Next thing you know, you're getting sued. You know, but I'm a type of person, I try to find solutions to the problem when it comes to artists, you know what I'm saying? Because I be seeing the passion in them, man, you know, and some of them come to me or I go to them and I say, like, hey, man, they got the passion and they got everything. But you got to remember, you got to look what you sound like to the outside world. So I may feel I'm the baddest rapper out here or the baddest singer out here. My music sound good, my shit popping. But is it going to be popping somewhere else or somebody on the other side of the fence? Is it marketable? Remember I said this, I always constantly say this, man. If I sit up there to go put my gear on and I go spend my $200 for a ticket and I come to a Noddy DJ show and I'm bringing my folks or whatever and we spend all our money and we get our seats, you need to entertain me. Okay, you're an artist, okay, but DJs can be artistic and they can be entertaining at the same time. They're not just spinning. Same thing with an artist on stage. If an artist goes on stage, okay, I know you're not going to stand in a 3-foot square and expect the people to be entertained. What, they just going to look at you? You know what I'm saying? Is your lyrics that captivating? Where I'm going to sit for 2 hours and listen to you? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm all about, it's hard to try to drive the conscious rap and like, please, my brother, what are you seriously spitting about? And is that really going to be something? So it may click in your city, it may click in your hood, but what kind of national or international attention that you really going to pull if you know what I'm saying? If you're not really studying your music, and I strongly suggest, okay, look, you got to remember, we're selling this package. If we put you together, we get you a photo shoot, we do all this stuff. Okay, we invest in the EP, we're going to invest in this and that. Man, we spend all this money and all this time, we want to win.
Right.
All right, so now, can you honestly, consciously say, hey, nah, if I look at you and say, okay, man, we're going to do EP, man, we're going to do a video. All right? Now, what's the next step from there? How do you, my suggestion was, okay, let's do a couple of hosting, let's do a couple of pop-ups, go to a couple of clubs, right? And whatever artists come, you know, see if you can get a backstage pass, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You may do some meet and greets, you know what I'm saying? And now I thought about a couple of tables out That they've told me, oh, I was old school, but it works. Because see, how much? I mean, sure, the internet is broad, okay, but how many people that you won't be able to really connect with unless you be face to face, and you got to do the footwork. Everybody think that you want all you need to do is a computer and the internet, and you're gonna win and drop a feature with somebody.
I mean, like I said, pretty much how you see how they got hybrid cars now. Same thing with the music now.
Okay.
So at this point, it go hand in hand at this point because as we right here, we podcasting.
Right.
This can literally hit 1 million people right now at one time. Versus, we can still go to state. We can still go city to city, touch people. You're getting individuals and stuff. That's building your base fan base. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much your main fan base. Meanwhile, while you're doing that, now you're working internationally and nationally as well because you put yourself out on multiple platforms at the same time while you're still out here doing the footwork. So you're doing double the time with less footwork.
Okay, now here we go again.
And that's money.
Now, okay, I understand that. So it's like I said, the little old school way I'm talking about. Actually going to the shows, getting the backstage passes, meeting the promoters and internet. That's my way of doing it. Period. You know what I'm saying? Because you might not
still works.
So see, of course they got a new modern way where they say, okay, you can book a consultation. That's what they call it. Right now, you book a consultation with such and such records, this and that. When you book these consultations, you better bring that bag with you. It's a consultation, okay, and then they already right. You better right, and even for a consultation, they want $1,000, $2,000, and then they're gonna offer you their packages, their distribution deals, and all of that have you, right? Now, that still don't keep your train going. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm trying to figure out, can you crack the code? You know what I'm saying? Is there a list of record executives, you know what I'm saying, that you could just email them, hey, I like an interview, I got this artist.
I'm glad you asked that.
Is that the way to go about it? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
It is. Technically it is. If you do the right footprints using the internet, you can have, like I said, you literally have the whole list of all executives, all labels, anybody that you need to contact right there at your hand, at your disposal, as well as email lists.
Right. See, that's what I was talking about, because, I know some artists, man, they got a thick book, you know what I'm saying? They done stood, and then some of them, oh, man, I ain't doing all that. But I had one dude, man, it's my man, you already know who he is. He ain't got no problem with spending 16, 18 in front of you. Whatever. Right. When I tell him, and sometimes I just be testing the artist out, I say, come on, spit 16 for me, or sing for me. I'll be on my little, you know what I'm saying? They talk, oh, man, ain't nobody spending in front of me, ain't nobody doing all that. Okay, for one thing, you're talking about what you ain't going to do. But if I was one of them executives down in Atlanta or California or New Orleans or New York or Florida somewhere.
How you want me to sing, boss? Anyway you want to sing,
boss? Right. You know what I'm saying? But, I just try to find a formula because there's so many artists out there that's talented, man. So dudes out, but they're not making it out of their city.
No, they're not.
You know what I'm saying? And so, do you sit down and you say, okay, well, I'm going to the internet real quick. I'm going to the laptop, and then they do got companies that got their own distribution platforms. You know what I'm saying? And they have you could be popular in the UK right now. You know what I'm saying? This and that, and they got their basic stables of Reverb. You know what I'm saying? It's available. The regular tiers.
Yeah, for the mixtapes.
Right, and then everybody mixtape.
Yeah, and like I said, mixtape game is still positive. Like I said, that still goes back to the old school.
Right.
That still works the same way. Mixtapes, that can be songs from an artist that be in the vault.
Right.
That they knew for a fact probably ain't nobody really about to mess with, but they stowaways. So like, boom, I'm gonna just make a tape out of these stowaways, put them out there for people to get recognize me. Some people might mess with it, some people might don't. But guess what? The ones that do, guess what? Now they're checking out for me now. So if I do decide to drop some on the main platform, they'll be like, okay, boom, well, I heard this song on this platform. Oh, I actually like the music. So that way you already got a fan base without you even realize you have a fan base before you even get to them.
Okay, now, here we go. I want to touch back on the support, right?
Right.
Support is big, and like I was gonna holler at my man Skin about that. You ask somebody when you first started, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people just don't got the support from certain people, right? And when you start embarking on this, right, you got to be a little bit stable. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And of course, like I said, financially it costs money. You need the backing, but also, um, just
Before the money even comes in, you need to at least have a strong idea of planning what you want to do before you expect somebody to come spend money to invest in it.
okay,
You know what I'm saying? You got, like you said, you got to be a master of many things at this point. Because, like I said, trying to bring more money into the business, not give up. So, like, guess what? So that means, hey, we have multiple people in the business that do multiple things. So
okay.
with all that thing, guess what?
Mm.
Now we ain't gotta contract out certain people or certain money to certain things where we can do it in house.
Okay.
So then that makes more money coming in when it comes to the back end.
All right, now I got to touch on this, right? Born and raised, this is my city. You know what I'm saying?
Same here.
On the music side of the city, right?
Right.
I had the go-go's, you know what I'm saying? You see trap, different type of genres of music, right?
Right.
Oh man, DC for me, man, looking at DC's not known for basically spending a lot of money on venues. Lately I've been seeing all summer long they had a lot going on down by the arcade. You know what I'm saying? They had the Broccoli Fest, this, that. They had a lot of little other shows, right?
Yeah.
But for somebody who's just breaking out, what is for me? I'm looking at the 8th Street run, all the little clubs and
Chilling circuit.
you call it the children circuit. No, you did. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I think 8th Street is booming right now with the hookah lounge, the smoke lounges, man. Who's gonna be out there? You know what I'm saying? I do an OT get in the car to drive past just to do his thing, man. They be out there. But 8th Street popping. Yeah. Don't take it away. Don't hate on my city. 8th Street is popping, man. Right now, if we go to 8th Street right now, somebody out there. Absolutely. One of them clubs is open, right? So it's all about the entertainment and things is getting back to where it was. Right, okay. And then if you go uptown, you know what I'm saying, they got the Red Lounge.
Yeah, the social club.
Social club, right. You know what I'm saying? Then the whole circuit of the club scene, right? Now people are starting to throw private parties. They're doing their own private functions. I'm one for that because I used to throw my own little private joints because simple fact that you can book. I believe build your small venues first. Get your team together. Y'all go rent a hall, rent equipment, do the catering. Get your artist list together. You know what I'm saying, and create your own shows. If you can't book a show, create your own show. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people talk, oh man, I want to do the 8th Street Zone. I done did all that already. Okay, what's your next move?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, what you got on the table? What you got coming up for the winter time, man? Well, I want to talk about you, man.
Like I said, first of all, people, like I said, my name Noddy Ep1.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm also born and raised Washingtonian as well. Mm-hmm. But I've been living out Orlando, Maryland for the last 20 plus years, so you already know, you know what I'm saying, Orlando nigga all day long. But nonetheless, comes to the music scene, I'm not even nowhere near what y'all would normally see. That no disrespect to the younger generation of music coming out now, but I just ain't been rocking with it too much. So I got a couple favorites.
Okay, here we go. Now, that's why I say I want the NAD to be subconscious, right? You can do conscious music,
right?
Okay, you can do conscious rap and all that, but I've always been one. I had a couple of battles about letting the artists be creative, give them creative freedom, right. Okay? And then I sit back and then I let them do their thing. I'm like, oh man, I can't hear that. I don't want that. But you gotta let the art. I mean, a lot of people, oh man, they ain't listen to that garbage. They talking about all that this and that, and gang banging and guns and boo 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 this and that. But you can't restrict the artists. If these are young dudes, this is what they live in. This is what they're gonna rap about. So, and then I had a buddy of mine, Mr. Tate, Mr. Edward Tate, my man. I gotta give my shout out to my man, because he had created. We met a long time ago, about 10 years ago. He had started a conscious, group.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we were side by side. He's like, man, look, man, you gotta roll with me, man. And I stayed on the other side of the fence. I said, no, man, I want to let the artists, I want to rap, let them be free, let them do what they want to do. And he was like, man, you might want to stick with this conscious rap, you know what I'm saying? Positivity, this, that. And I see what he's saying now. You know what I'm saying? But
change the narrative.
Right, because see, but how do you take a rapper? You can't change a rapper's mind and tell him what to spit. He just, you can't do that, man.
Yeah, so pretty much what you said. I understand pretty much what you're saying. So like, there's a difference between being creative and pretty much how they quote unquote say snitching on yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you constantly making this music, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, with the youngest, like I said, the expression, you know what I'm saying, is what they see around them, you know what I'm saying? So they can only express what they see and witness. However, there's a certain amount of, I guess, class still remains at the end of the day, because like I said, when you think about money, when you think about the classes as far as where you want to be in life, if you want to be second class type of stuff, you gotta work your way, you know what I'm saying?
All right, I hear you. But if you're an artist and you're a rapper, and you're a young artist rapper in DC right now, in this city right here,
right?
All right, the city ain't doing it bad. It almost looked like it was in the 80s right about now, man. It's wild out there. You know what I'm saying? And it hurts my heart to see the brothers and sisters laying out on the street and everybody going through what they're going through, right? And then you got to remember, younger folks are seeing this because the older people are falling off and not standing up for real. So somebody, it's period. You know what I'm saying? But what do they rap about? You know what I'm saying? And then I just got to touch on this, man. I look at how, I don't want to get political with it. You know what I'm saying? But looking at the homeless rate, young homeless rate in DC right now, from 16 to 25 years old, man, is out of control. I get in my car, and from south side to uptown, man, there's young homeless people everywhere. Young, you know what I'm saying? And they got outreach programs for them. You know what I'm saying? So and then they get mad when they send them to court for carjacking and robbing, this and that. They're not no vocational training, no drug treatment. Look, seriously, I looked at it. Okay, if you go walk up to 10 teenagers right now and they say they want to get themselves together, where they going at? There ain't none of that. But we got plenty of speed cameras. I noticed that about 15 new speed cameras. They spent a lot of money on speed cameras this year, right? And they just did a whole lot of money on bike paths, right?
Yeah.
And then they just blocked off half the city is blocked off right now, and half the businesses are failing. A lot of businesses are failing because of these bike paths, right? You know what I'm saying? And all the money that's generated for the speed cameras, right? If you go on your computer right now, how many is dedicated to teenage addiction, teenage awareness, homelessness, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out because seriously, every day I'm going out and seeing it. I'm not the solution, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, but I can't speak and say what I see. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? So incorporating all the homelessness and all the stuff that's going on in DC with young people, right? And then you got to try to think about how they're going to be into music. You know what I'm saying? So, I hate to be. I'm not trying to be on a low note because the city is some parts of the city and some things that's going on in the city, but there's an underbelly too. People suffering, man. People hungry, and you can't have a city full of hungry people. Then you got your uptown people across southwest, this, that, that. They have these other places where people doing pretty good, and then you got some people out here, young dudes, man, they starving. What you expect them to do?
They gonna have to
You
get
know what I'm
it how
saying?
they gotta get it, especially if anybody showing them out.
Right.
So at this point, it's a dog eat dog world. So
Right. Yeah, but like I said, man, I didn't want to touch too much on the little political side of it, right? You know what I'm saying? But I just had to say something about that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I sometimes I get frustrated on the rap and what I'm hearing, what young just be rapping about, and then I go outside and I see it. I'm like, okay, I see what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you know, what they say, call your local office, call your councilman, call your mayor, do this and that and that. And they'll sit up and put bike lanes right up down Minnesota. They put that I ain't seen that yet. I ain't seen a bike. I ain't seen no bike path go down Minnesota. Anyway, it's crazy, man. But you know, I'm looking forward to the winter side, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting locked in. And I guess the footwork is to do is to knock on a couple of doors, you know what I'm saying? Go to a couple of little clubs, whatever, do the appearances, do the hosting and stuff like that, and go from there, man. You know what I'm saying? But um, I love to hear your music, man. I was sitting there when he was playing a couple of jokes, man. You know, I said, who was that? But that ain't you, man. Yeah, but go ahead and tell them, man, where they can reach out and holler at you, man. Even though he in house, y'all. So let's not get it twisted. He gonna, I know he got his thing going. Hey, wait, he the in house DJ slash engineer, beat maker. You know what I'm saying? He does
reach out, don't be bullshit.
My man do it all, man. You know what I'm saying? And I want to make sure I want to tell him that this NAD is a hub. You know what I'm saying? We know plenty of engineers. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of beat makers. You know what I'm saying?
Mind you, y'all, this is a new artist development company, so that we ain't no label. We ain't out there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you signed to Death Row, none of that stuff. Type stuff on it.
Yeah, but
I hear you, man. It's strictly just like work on your craft, learn what you need to know, so we can get to the next level. Look, sometimes, hey, as an older artist as myself, shoot, I'm 34. Shoot, okay. So look, I already know at some point you gotta step back. Whether you good artist or not, talent right now ain't really talent no more. So guess what? The only way to switch that up is to be in the behind the scenes and help create with these young.
And you know, man, basically, I hear what you're saying, but my biggest thing, man, my biggest pet peeve is putting the work. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, you do your EP, man. You get your videos together. Okay, promote it. Get up every day. Sit in front of the phone camera. Do the blogging. It works, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, every day, get up and blog, man. Find out where the venue's at. Get your cue cards. Get your scan joints together, man. Right now, if I walk up to you, you're supposed to have your scan joint right here. Scan, here with my music. You know what I'm saying? Go to the places. Do the appearances, man. Make the phone calls. A lot of people think that's corny, but guess what? I know bloggers right now, they making money. They got YouTubers making money. They went from trying to be artists to make, now they get flipping numbers off, they monetize off of all that, even getting your own merchandise as an artist. And you know, you're not working. So if you're not working, work on you. If you're not working for somebody else, seriously, if you're not working a 9 to 5 or whatever, and you need a way to get paid, okay, take the last $100, go put up some shirts, get your cars made together, invest in yourself. Even if you got to start off right there, because the worst thing to do is an artist that's sitting still. You know, and they don't know what the next move and how to make no money. Okay, invest in yourself. Go do the printing. Go to the print man. Hey man, look, I got $100, man. I'm trying to make 5 real quick. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Find you a graphic guy that you mess with. Hey man, do me a favor, man. Can you give me some graphics? Whoa. You know, close my room, ask a crowd. So you will be somewhat. There's no such thing. I would suggest right now, if you're a struggling artist, to try to be independent. Oh nah, man, I don't make it on my own. I ain't signing no deal. Man, let me tell you something. 10 years gonna go by, and you still gonna be talking about you independent, and you know what I'm saying. If somebody put that paperwork in front of you, and they tell me they ready to invest and do whatever, man, I suggest you do use that and pay the record label back and then move on to something else. At least get your foot in the door, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard, like I said, it's hard to tell somebody that's an artist, hey man, look, you gotta do a little more work. Because all they was told was, all I need to do is this, I need to pay for a feature, I need to pay for this, I need to pay for that. They don't know about studying and reaching out and finding some serious engineers. They got engineers out here that are, you know what I'm saying, they top notch, they make hits. They got Joe Hit Factory, this and that. Well, they're full of engineers, and these engineers are actually, you know, they're hit makers. You know what I'm saying? The ones that you see that come up with the ushers and the this and the that, and you know what I'm saying, the little babies and this and that. They pay their engineers hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? For real. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta think about that. At the same time, man, you know, it takes a lot of money. You know, if you want to become, you know, you're super. This is the thing. I gotta touch on this, man. Here we go again, right? Actually, you know, how vested are you into being an artist? Do you spend 90% of your day as an artist, and the other 10% as or live at home, whatever? You know what I'm saying? It's because a lot of guys like that. You know, I'm trying to look at what the commitment, dedication of being is a sacrifice. Okay, it's going to take a little. It's going to take those I keep saying commitment, dedication, right, obedience, and sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice something. You know what I'm saying? And what part of being an artist are you going to be vested in? Period. You know, but I get touchy sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I hate to see an artist stagnant, man. I want next year to go by and you're still here. You know what I'm saying? By the end of this year, hopefully we done got together and we done reached out and we done 2-3 shows. And we're gonna take that together and do a gala. Then go rent Grand Hyatt and get 1,000 people in the zone, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm dreaming about seeing this zone network and network and networking and networking. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I mean that's about
First
it.
thing as an artist, y'all need to do before y'all even decide, be like, hey, I'm about to drop my first song. Get you an LLC.
Now, I normally that's real. You know what I'm saying? Look at him. He know what I'm talking about. Actually, you know, a lot of artists, when I run into them, I'm already copyrighted. I already got my own this and that and that and that. Okay, well, your even if your catalog is your catalog registered, are you making? Did you pull anything out your catalog? Did you check your numbers on your little reverb, Spotify, this and that, and how much money are you making? I had an old dude, right? Old George. He told me he had a song and he put it on reverb, one of those joints, and he said he doesn't check it and tell me that the song is it's one of the funniest little songs. It's spoken word. Right? That's his category. His category in the spoken word. Do you know he collected $3,000 off of, you know what I'm saying? Off of, you know, just it took a year. Yeah. But you got to think about even the smallest way. Hey, the idea, put a light on. Hey, I can monetize off of putting my song on these certain joints, right?
Yeah, because the thing about it, hip hop and rap is technically spoken word anyway. It's freedom of speech on beat.
Now, let's touch back to what you said about an artist just coming out. And they got to remember, that's when they say, oh, that's what you need a management team for. No, just go get you a lawyer. Your lawyer tell you to establish a trust, and then from here on, I don't want to get too much into it. But it's pretty much, if they decide to drop you $100,000, what you going to walk around with a bag full of money? See, this is the big psych that they got going on. These guys sitting there with these stacks of money on their shoulders and all that. Check me out. And they honestly think that this is what's happening. No, the digital money, you know, you want to get yourself established because what you want to buy with $100,000 cash legally? What? You can't go buy a house, you can't go buy a car, you can't buy nothing over 10,000. So that whole stack, that's nothing. What you gonna do with it? So that's why we strongly suggest. When I had a little formula sometime when I meet honest and look, man, establish, open up your account, or do your trust, do your LLC to establish yourself. You know what I'm saying? Get your business accounts. Even if you're an artist, get a business account. You know what I'm saying? And basically get your numbers up. Get, you know what I'm saying, where you can be able to, be huh? Yeah, basically just, if they want to, they can go get their little 50,000. They go get their own engineers. They can pay for their studio time because they're an entity, they're a business. See, that's what I'm talking about. An artist is a business, okay, and he arrests himself as a business, okay, and that's the way that, like I said, a lot of young guys are trying to tell them if they do the formula, they want to hear and that. Oh, nah, man, I ain't trying to do all that. Where the paperwork at? I want a loan. That's not how it works. You have to do the paperwork. You have to register some shit. You know what I'm saying? Unless you try to do some underground wild shit. No, this is how business goes. This is where not the bag at. Okay, this is where the bank is at. It's creating. And so what I'm trying to explain is creating access to money. So I said it before. I'm not rich. You know what I'm saying? It's just about they have access to digital money, dog. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about the money in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? That's that young guys going after money in the pocket. Now, don't go after that. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is establish yourself, open up an account. You know what I'm saying? And then and then create your pathway to money. And then you can go buy the things that you need to support your endeavors. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But hey, Regal, this is my first jump. I had a good time with my man. Everybody out there, I'll leave the comments. And remember, this is a mature audience, man. The parental, what you say, parental what?
Parental guidance.
Parental advisory, okay? Leave your handles, leave your mom. Shout out to Skinny, Schooner with the go-go. He always keep me going. My tattoo man, you know what I'm saying? We got a whole lot of graphic artists out there, man. There's just so many people, man. All the hard working artists in DC, man, that's no matter what's going on, y'all still doing the club appearances, y'all still blogging, man. Shout out to y'all, man. That's what I'm talking about. Just do the work. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen overnight. But if you're at the right place at the right time, man, and you push the right thing, man, your love and kindness in your heart, man, it's gonna work for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm out, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to get on my next show. Get him out.
Yeah, it's your boy Noddy Ep1. Y'all NODDY NAD 15 on all platforms. If anything else, y'all catch me on iTunes, my newest single out. Life is a City Game. Come check me out.
Hey, man, this is the first joint. Skinny, you already know I'm going to get you right here. Red Grant. I got a host of other DC people, man, but also I'm going to be doing my little street interviews too, man. You know what I'm saying? They ain't all about being inside, man. You know, I'll be wanting to get input from, artists that I just run into, you know what I'm saying? For real. But I want to go far with this, man. And basically on my next couple of joints, I want to talk about equipment, the newest templates. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all using Pro Tools, Logic, Fruit Loops, or whatever. Hey, you know what I'm saying? The chaotic balls, the newest ones out, the rooms, or whatever. We gonna start having.
Don't worry, y'all. We hipping them to all the lingo right now, so don't worry about it.
Okay, he knows what I'm talking about, man. So the next one we gonna come out. Yeah, we gonna be on that. So I just gave all my shout out, man. I'll see y'all later, man.
It's the NA to the motherfucking D.
Okay.